Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several Veersamid levels, so in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veersamid levels, starting out with this one. Fortified Forest by Darkness, 21 plays and a score of 7. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts. So if you want to check if your level was covered, expand the description and check the timestamps. And judging by the level loading time, this is going to be one of the longer levels. And it's going to be kind of a Metroidvania one or an exploration one, but we'll have to see. We started with nothing, so we gotta find something in order to attack enemies with. Thank you for the Sparkman platform there. Well, I can potentially go down this spike area, but I'll ignore it. Hopefully I can ignore it. That looks interesting. Well, I need the Star Crash to go to the right anyway, so let's go here. And we get the Star Crash right over here. Interesting. Let's try climbing upwards here and see where it leads up to, before I check the lower right area. So, a bunch of challenges involving the high jumping abilities of the Star Crash. Thank you for the large weapon refills in case you run out of Star Crash energy. You know what, I'm gonna reset at this checkpoint just to be safe because I'm not sure if there's gonna be a large life refill nearby. Well, there was a large life refill here, I feel kind of embarrassed. Gotta be a bit careful here not to fall into the spikes. That could have gone really bad. Now with this segment we gotta be a bit careful not to hit one of these killer bullets. So the challenges with the Star Crash jumping are escalating, and this stage is really generous in terms of checkpoint placement. Other stages wouldn't be as generous, definitely. So we have a spike falling segment. Gotta be a bit quick here with the count bombs. Nothing too difficult though. A bunch of these blocks. Thankfully I can just two-shot these crazy cannons with just the Star Crash. Really, the Star Crash does a surprisingly high amount of damage to most enemies. Oh, and this is where the two pathways loop up with each other. Well, I don't remember there being a Star Crash block to the left, so I guess we need to travel into the underground caverns or something. Yeah, probably. After all, that's the only other place I can go, and there's a checkpoint. I'm going to reset so I can reset the other checkpoints. Wish there was a toggle for that in Mega Man Maker where you can end up hitting multiple checkpoints, or the same checkpoint multiple times to prevent these resets. A bit of press dodging action, nothing too difficult. Okay. I knew there was going to be one of these segments here. I played enough Mega Man Maker stages to know that some of the tricks that the level designers have up their sleeves. And that was kind of foolish of me. I should not have activated the time stop over there, or time slow I mean. Oh, I need to activate it as I'm jumping over it. Fair enough. Or the smarter option, just use Star Crash. Of course, you can get to the segment without the Star Crash, so if you don't have it, you're forced to position yourself carefully and do the jump with the time slow here. Fine with me, I suppose. That was me being foolish again. Boy, this segment's gonna be a bit tough with the timing, though. At the very least, there's always these large weapon capsules at the end and beginning of these sections, so there's no chance of running out. Yeah, you really need to slow down time at just the right moment so you can pass that segment. Or be quick on your feet, that works too. Because this top moves faster than what Mega Man can move. Like such, that's how you're supposed to do it. I just need to get the rhythm down. Okay, gotta be a bit quick with this segment, with the yellow force beams. Damage boost through the picket men there. And now we need to run past this red force beam. Well, it's another yellow force beam, never mind. This time with a bunch of enemies though. Took 1 point of damage there, but it wasn't too bad. I want to be a bit cautious here because I'm worried I'll be crushed against the wall or something. Nope, it was relatively kind and we're taken all the way back here. Well, we have 2 of the 5 necessary weapons. I'm curious, what's behind here? Okay, so there was a time stop block here. I mean time slow. And I guess this is where we get the Ice Slasher. So we're gonna have a bunch of these sneaking segments where we need to freeze enemies in order to get past. No direct way to injure enemies yet outside of the Star Crash though. Now we need to freeze all of these shield attackers at the right time. Or just damage boost through them as they don't deal enough damage to injure me much. That works too. So far this stage has been on the normal side, nothing too difficult. It's nice and pleasant outside that one segment earlier with those spikes. Even then it was kind of a timing challenge with when to start the time slow. And another thing I really like about this stage is that at every checkpoint there's a large weapon capsule to prevent players from getting stuck or having to weapon farm. That's a major plus. So that loops back over here. I still need the quick boomerang and Gemini laser though. But with the Ice Slasher I can now access the right side of this level. So down we go, I guess. We need both of them in order to access the right side of the level. And this is where you get the Gemini laser, and here's how to utilize it. I do like how at the beginning of each of these segments where we actually acquire the weapon capsule or weapon, there's always a short tutorial segment to showcase how to properly utilize it. That's a major plus. And the developer already assumes that you got certain weapons, so we need to use stuff like the Star Crash here. So good building up of power-ups. Well, I guess we get a key on the right side of this level and... quick boomerang? Strange. I didn't expect to see that here. And this is where we gotta be a bit careful not to destroy the ground beneath us, as that'll make traversing through this level a bit harder. Though it seems that we're going to get the quick boomerang soon, judging by all these platforms. Oh, and there it is. I guess it's to make backtracking to the segment a bit easier. Well, at least we have a spammable weapon now. And that should be all the weapons necessary in order to break open that gate. At least that's what I assume I have. And this is where we return from in order to open up these gates. Neat! That should be all the special weapons required in order to access the last part of the level. Now just a leisurely stroll back. Let me just hit this checkpoint here just for safety. Now time to enter everything. Now down we go into the next part of the base where we acquire the Crash Bomber. Here's a tutorial on how to use it. Oh, and it's our primary weapon of the level, so we can use it infinitely. Nice to know. I guess this is going to be the gimmick room of this level, where we need to utilize our special weapons in more difficult configurations. I do like how each room is colored to match the special weapon. Like here we need to use the Gemini laser. Here we need to utilize something. Okay, it was just here. Okay, here we were supposed to use the Star Crash, judging by the orange background. Well, foreground, I mean. Well, that's a free E-Tank. I'll gladly take it. Thank you for the checkpoint there. Oh, another instance of a poorly placed hot dog. As well as a poorly placed Tama. To be fair, as long as I have the Crash Bomber, most of those mini-bosses are minced meat. That's a lot of refills, and now we fight Nightman, I guess. On this rapidly descending platform of spikes. What's her weakness then? Eye Slasher, maybe? Oh no. I don't think that's intended to happen, but okay then. I don't think that's intended to happen either, where you fall right through the line of footholders. I'll chalk that up to being engine glitches more than anything else. Okay, it's a quick boomerang. Good to know. Okay, whenever the footholders switch, there's a chance of me to fall right through the platforms if I stand in the middle of the footholder line. So that's the end of Fortified Forest, a neat Metroidvania/exploration level. I wouldn't call this exactly a Metroidvania, but it definitely fulfills the criteria of acquiring new weapons and being forced to utilize them. It's certainly a much more compact one though. I would say it's an above par level, so I will give it a thumbs up. Speaking of Metroidvania levels, second on the lineup is Metroidvania Get Your Abilities and Fly Away to Victory by Meka. 39 plays and a score of 3. From what I've heard, it takes 10 minutes to complete this level as long as we know where we're going, but if we don't, it takes about 15 plus minutes to complete. Let's hope for the best. Of course, we start out with nothing. Let's see what's down over here. Okay. Good to know. Let's go to the left before going into the Galaxy Man teleporter. Ah, key. Let's go for one. I spy a key down over there, just faintly off screen. I'll need to return with the Gemini laser here in order to get another key though. Okay, I need to go back over there in order to get the this Mega Buster in the first place. I'm curious though, what's behind this teleporter? Okay, whole bunch of checkpoints. I guess this is the checkpoint room. We're gonna open up more and more checkpoints as we complete more and more challenges. Oh, and there's the key, of course. I overlooked it completely. Let's go to the right then. Actually, wait a minute. I remember there being a Mega Buster block down over here, which I can't reach. I'll have to reach it from the other side. So now let's open up this gate. We're gonna unlock Skullbear as well. Well, I guess we're gonna unlock it from the other side then. Just to be safe, I'll activate this checkpoint. There are a whole bunch of spare ones, so I shouldn't be too worried. Oh, and I can't enter this because I need the air shooter. Okay, backtracking time. That was a little bit scary there. I probably overlooked something. Let me take another look. Oh, whoops. I should have turned to the left there. Silly me. That was a complete brain fart on my part. I should have noticed that earlier. So now go back down over here, open up the gate from this side, and now return back to the right in order to access the air shooter. Really don't like the positioning of that shield attacker though. It's quite annoyingly placed. Alright, you got the air shooter, let's use it at both places. But before proceeding onwards, I'm going to hit another checkpoint. I know there's a spare one here somewhere. Yep, there's one. Also, thanks for the refills. Really appreciate that. Let's continue going down to the left and see what it has to offer. I will need to go down here anyway in order to access that air shooter block. And there's another spare key. I'll need that anyway. Ah, there we go. Now I can go backtrack and reach the outer part of this level. And of course, I got sniped by that Metul. Thank you. At the very least, there's a checkpoint right over here, so it isn't too annoying. And backtracking back over here with the air shooter isn't a much of an annoyance either. Yeah, I can see the problem there. There we go, that's how you're supposed to do it. And of course, invisible ceiling. Now I can go over here and go to the right. Oh wait, I'm missing a key though. It's probably to the left. Yeah, there was one block over here, and yeah, there's the key. Well, it isn't much of a detour, so I'm not complaining. This Magpie riding segment quite worries me with all the instant death, though. Now I can access the Gemini laser to the left, meaning I can blow open the door on the other side. Didn't want to take a chance over there with those enemies. What's on the right? Well, I can't go through here without the... I think the Skullbearer and Time Slow. I'm not fast enough yet. Nonetheless, there are two doors I can open now, one on the left and one on the right. But before I go on the left side, let me hit this checkpoint. In fact, there's one down over here which I could have activated if I didn't die. Well, I can do it now, but there's no need to now. So let's get this key. Ah, and here's where we get the Skullbearer, and yes, I had to backtrack for the key anyway. So we need to use the Gemini laser properly in order to open up these areas. That's some clever bouncing there. Now use the Skullbearer in order to progress through this labyrinth of spikes. Well, I need to access it from the other side, it seems. Okay, a little more careful positioning here. Whoa, okay then. I didn't expect to zip through the wall there. And that should be the next key, and... Oh, I see. Fair enough, pretty simple. And I spied a time slow over there. If there's one thing I like about this stage, I like the logical progression. Or at least it feels more logical as you get more and more understanding of the level itself. And there are plenty of save points in order to go through the stage without dying. Or rather, if you die, it isn't really much of a loss. Oh, and this is actually a save point as well. Neat. In fact, there's one checkpoint dedicated to each of the power-ups. And there's the end, but I'll need 3 spare keys, as well as the other weapon, the Perfect Freeze. So still a ways to go. Let's see, I can go to the bottom right, or I can go to the left. Let's go to the left with the combination of Time Slow and Skullbearer. Because I know I can get something there. But of course, I need to activate the Time Slow just to be safe. But before that, kill off the Skeleton Joe first to prevent some other complications. And there's me failing to do this correctly. I need to activate all of them at the right time. Oh well, at least we have an easy reset for this. There we go, that's how you're supposed to do that. And there's the windstorm. Here's where this checkpoint leads up to. Well, this seems a bit risky, so I'll just blow it up. I knew it would pull me in there. I just wanted to make sure if it would or wouldn't. Thanks for the teleporter for the checkpoint. Really appreciate that. Okay, that's how you're supposed to do it. Still need to find where the perfect freeze is located, though. A perfect place to utilize the windstorm. This may have not been the best idea, actually. Well, at least the shield attackers despawn themselves, otherwise it would become a lot more dangerous. So let's get out of here. This is how we're supposed to get out of here. I was a bit worried for a second. There's only one other place left to check, and it's in that one segment, or that one room, I mean. I want to get some more energy, so I'll go over here first. After all, I think I only need one more key as well as that one last power-up and I'll be all set. Oh, and of course, this is open. It's closed itself again, so I need to repeat this segment. Kind of unfortunate due to all my deaths. If I didn't die throughout this level, this stage would be a lot faster. Okay, what we're supposed to do here is utilize the time slow first, then the skull bearer. At least that's what I think. That's why, in order to get through here. What's left then, though? I just realized at the bottom room it says save. Well, there's clearly one thing left. I need to figure out where is the perfect freeze. Well, I figured out where to next go. I can't believe I overlooked this. I think what happened was, because it was right next to the life bar, I ignored it. But of course, here's actually where I need to get the perfect freeze. And that's all I need in order to complete the level, or rather get the last set of keys. First one being here, and the other one being in that last spike room. The one I kept thinking there would be something extra there, but no, it was right over here. At the very least, the blocks still stay destroyed, so it isn't too bad. And that makes 3 keys, meaning that I have everything in order to complete the level. So back in the teleporter we go. Perfect freeze, key number 1, key number 2, key number 3, end of level. So overall that took about 15 to 20 minutes, so that was according to time estimate. If you know exactly where you're going, this stage will only take about 10 minutes, but if you don't and you die repeatedly, you'll have to repeat some segments for destroying some of the blocks with some of the special weapons, and there'll be some more backtracking than necessary, but once you get it, it goes by like a breeze. Still, I liked it, and I liked several of the shortcuts that were put in place, and I really liked how there's a bunch of checkpoints in the save room, and as long as you get a new weapon, you unlock a new save point, as well as some large weapon refills or large energy refills. So good work, Meka. Third level on the lineup is Claustrofobia by LOCOIN. 18 plays and a score of -5. It's a one-screen puzzle level, and I tried it out 1 or 2 times off-screen, but I don't know how to complete this one. It's unfortunately one of the more difficult ones. Oh sure, I know what first to do, which is to destroy these pole legs on the left. This is so we can access the ladder on the left side. How, you may ask? Well, I'll showcase it soon enough. See the spring over here? Normally this launches you out to the left, like so, but if you position yourself carefully and do an immediate turn just on top, just when you hit the spring, if I can do it properly, there we go, you actually warp right into the object here. Now make sure to destroy these pole legs first. That extra life over there is to refill your life in case you get stuck on the green force beam down over there. After that though, I don't know what to do with this stage. I think you need to damage boost using that pole to reach that key on the left side, but I don't know how you're supposed to get the flash stopper. You need that in order to access the key, I think. And so you can access the second key as well. Like, how do you drop into that first keyhole? There must be a way in order to slide and detonate one of those count bombs, specifically the leftmost one. Well, the one next to the leftmost one that's pointing downwards. I simply don't know what to go on from here, and I need to figure out how to destroy those pole legs that are being obscured in the top left part of the screen, just under the press. Maybe you can get close enough to the count bomb in order to fire at it? I don't think I'm able to do this, unfortunately. See, this keeps blocking me, so unfortunately, I don't know how to proceed onward with the level. Until I can destroy those pole legs, I don't see where to continue onwards to. I can warp back using the Galaxy Man teleporter, as I'll showcase here. And die there because I made a mistake. I didn't damage boost again. But I don't know where to proceed onwards from here, so my apologies, LOCOIN, I cannot solve this level. I guess this is why I got a score of -5, because it relies a bit on glitches, like that spring glitch. And it's too hard for most players to complete. So my apologies, LOCOIN. I cannot give this a thumbs up or thumbs down, mainly because I wasn't able to solve it. It may be actually a neat level, but I'm not experienced enough with Mega Man Maker physics and oddities. Anyways, fourth on the lineup is MMMLCC 2017 Dream of a Cossack by Skullman, 40 plays and a score of 6. Skullman actually submitted to me over a month ago, but now I'm just getting to it to see how well it is. Like I mentioned, I wanted to save all the MMMLCC levels for a future part, but then I decided to cover the viewer submitted ones early. I'll figure out what to do about the rest of the levels in the future. So it's going to be a traditional level with Mega Man 4 physics. After all, this is a Cossack level with the Cossack tile set, some Cossack enemies or Mega Man 4 enemies, so it makes sense. All these enemies are from Mega Man 4, I think. Yep, even the gumball machine. So this is definitely feeling like an authentic Mega Man 4 level. Although we didn't have hot dogs in Mega Man 4, this is the closest mini-boss. And I guess this is supposed to be a fortress level in a way. We even have the Super Ball cannons as well as the Mega Man 4 shield attackers. And of course, the Cossack platforms. Now we're inside of the Citadel. What's to the left here? I'm suspicious. A free E-tank. I'll go for it. I mean, this is a pretty easy segment anyway, so might as well go for it. In fact, it was right over here. Oh yeah, in a previous part, I called the bee bitters or bee biters as Tatahos. No, Tatahos aren't in this engine yet. Though the Crystal Joes aren't part of Mega Man 4, they're part of Mega Man 5. They originate from Crystal Man stage after all, and the Petite Snakies are from Mega Man 3. Well, I don't mind it too much, after all, we don't have all the assets from Mega Man 4. I feel it's a nice enough substitute. After all, it does feel like a decent fortress level. Nice progression of going outside the castle, entering and going to the snowy innards, and now we're outside again, where we're fighting this hot dog again. Although the Shadow Man platforms are a bit closer to the hot dog, so it's a bit harder. Really, I have nothing more to say about this stage other than the fact that I find it to be above par for a fortress level, or par to above par. It's nice, I would say, but it feels a little bit... well, it isn't there, but it just feels... how should I say it? It feels nice, but that's all I can say about it. Then again, the fortress levels kind of blur in together for me, unless they have something really unique going for it. And I don't usually remember the Cossack levels that much anyway. Close one there. If he dropped on me, that would be instant death. Also, checkpoint placement is accurate to the original Fortress levels, or at least close to the traditional NES design. This is different. We need to fight Time Man on these platforms as well as the conveyor belts. So that was the end, a dream of a Cossack. I suppose it was a Cossack level. Although in some ways it felt just there and kind of blends in with the other fortress levels. Still, I would say it was par to above par. Nothing really offensive about it, but as I said, it kind of blends in. It would get a 5.5 or 6 out of 10 for me. Doesn't really feel creative to me. Design is fine, it's just... as I keep saying, it feels there. It's not bad. It's decent. That's one way of saying it. Fifth and final level of the part is Perspicacity by Dravitch. 7 plays and a score of 2. Let's hope that this level isn't as difficult as their previous 2 levels, which were really difficult spring-oriented levels. They did mention one of their levels as a traditional level, and this one seems like it. Okay, Mega Man 6 charge shot. Okay, this is definitely assuming that we already know how to use the Sparkman platforms. Considering it plays in a really hazardous environment quickly, as well as there being a crushing segment. So this is going to be an 8-way scrolling segment. I thought it was enough to the right of this platform, but I guess not. Oh well, at least it's only a few screens back. Do we have to climb upwards though? That may become a problem if we're not careful. I'm being silent here because this is definitely one of the harder levels of the part. At least it's a traditional level, kind of a fortress level in some ways due to the assumption that you already know how most of these gimmicks work anyway. I was hoping there was going to be a Sparkman platform down over there, but it's not much of a loss anyway. Probably a secret? Okay, an M-tank, but we need to go somewhere else. Oh well, at least it's a shortcut, I guess. We're getting bombarded by all of these skeleton Joes though. That's what makes this stage a lot more difficult. That was my fault though for not paying attention. I knew there was something up here, so I'll take this route instead. Of course, you probably need to get up here anyway. Thanks for the checkpoints, they're fairly placed. I could damage boost through the segment through the spikes, but I'd rather not. To be fair, this stage is a lot easier than what I expected it to be, especially from Dravitch. That was how you're supposed to do that segment. I just kept screwing it up. Oh, and here's a free M-tank. It was mandatory. Or rather, you would always get it. At least the checkpoint placement is mostly fair. Although boy, enemy placements can make this stage really tough. Okay then, I don't think you're intending to go down this segment this way, but that's the fast route. Thank you, global timers. Thank you for the heart. Time to fight Nightman on these platforms. That's certainly something, especially with the threat of instant death everywhere. After all, getting hit by his mace is almost a death sentence if you're not careful. So that was the end of Perspicacity, a stage with a rather black and white / monochrome tile set / foreground, and a lot of skeleton joes and screw bombers. In comparison to your previous two levels, this was definitely a challenge level, but it was a lot more manageable for me. It was certainly a difficult level. In fact, it had the most number of deaths of any level in this part, 7 or 8, with most of which I probably edited out. Still, I enjoyed it. I liked the challenge progression, although it did start out certainly harder because it was assumed you already knew how Sparkman platforms, Shadowman platforms, and Skeleton Joes performed. So if you want to play this level, be sure to know how those gimmicks and enemies work beforehand, as a few segments with the screw bombers can be a bit annoying, especially due to getting shot everywhere. Learn how to damage boost is my motto here. You can get by the stage without taking damage, but damage boosting makes it a lot easier. Just be careful not to get knocked into one of those various pits. So overall, out of the 5 levels I played in this part, my favorite level would be Get Your Abilities and Fly Away to Victory by Meka, with an honorable mention going to Fortified Forest by Darkness. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more of your mid levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!